They hand in their pocket. So we got to hit people in pockets for them for them to really understand what's going on. Cause I say we all in this to make money. It's a business. At the end of the day, represent yourself as you represent the brand.
Okay, family. Welcome to the TSL Locker Room. We're going to tackle some of the biggest stories in sports, lifestyle, and culture. Today, I got former NFL and CFL linebacker, now the co-COO at the viral sensation Effect Fitness, founder of the Green Team, Shayon Green, representing the U. We got an action-packed lineup today, all right? We're going to start with the Lions, that thrilling win over the 49ers. Plus, we're going to get into Saquon Barkley's historic season, and we're going to tackle Stephen A. Smith's bold call for justice with that $100 million contract on the line. Shayon, what's up, big dog? How you feeling?
What's up, Jose, man? This is a pleasure to be here, man.
That's what's up, man. We're going to jump right into it, man. Listen, in the rematch from the 2023 NFC Championship game, the Lions claimed a thrilling 40-34 victory over the San Francisco 49ers. Well, I should say the 2024 game. Now, last season, the 49ers denied Detroit its first ever Super Bowl appearance, but this time the Lions turned the tide, all right? Overcoming that 8-point halftime deficit, Jared Goff, he led the team to victory. Jahmyr Gibbs showed his explosive playmaking ability, and Kirby Joseph, he came up with those clutch plays. Now, concerns remain about the defense, all right? They allowed 34 points and 377 passing yards. And with the NFC North title on the line in a Week 18 showdown against the Vikings, here are some big questions. Now, let me ask you, what do you think about the Lions? What do they need to do to tighten up their defense from your perspective, man?
Well, first of all, the Lions, in my opinion, need to hone in to get on brotherhood. They weren't on the same page starting out that first half. They thought it was going to be an easy win. They thought San Fran was just going to roll over and just take over, but that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
And like I say, Goff was a good leader, but at the end of the day, it takes that unity. It takes more than coaches. If you're on the field, you need to lay it out on the line and start the game at 100%, not wait till it's too late and try to come up back behind.
Do you think that Goff has the ability to galvanize that locker room and take it all the way to the big game and win it?
Oh, yes, for sure.
Okay.
For sure, man. At Golf, all you do is get all those guys to buy in. Like I said, as being a former athlete, and it takes the captains to buy in for the whole group to form an alliance where we all on the same page.
Yeah.
Everybody does that sound job, sound technique, and it's an easy team victory.
All right. What about home field advantage? I mean, Detroit it seems like it's an electricity around the city that they haven't had in a very long time. But how impactful do you think that home field advantage is going to be in this particular game with the Vikings?
Man, home field advantage is huge, especially being in Detroit, in your home state, in your home city with your home crowd. That alone, the city receives the energy, the players receive the energy, and like I say, if everybody gets on one page and one accord, it should be no question.
No question. Now, of course, 2024, we lost a number of individuals as it relates to sports. Willie Mays, Pete Rose, Jerry West, and of course, O.J. Simpson and many others. Their contributions to sports history certainly have been monumental. Which loss in 2024 do you think had the most significant impact on the sports world, or that you feel like you saw or felt?
Media wise, I mean, OJ has his history,
Yeah.
his going through, his forthcoming, and which is always the blueprint, especially in these days and the media and what people expect. But Willie Mays I grew up learning about his misfortunes and his legacy and things that he pursued on, and I think that was a tough loss for the game, baseball itself. So I played football most of my career, but I started out playing baseball,
Okay.
and that name regulated with me personally, just because of the history and my coaches who were before me. He set the standard and the legacy for future baseball players, especially being one of us in this world.
Yeah, no doubt. I feel like, OJ, it seemed like he had a bit of a resurgence, particularly, on the hip hop side, with Cam and Mason, those guys. And, he seemed to be embraced, but he was still he was still vilified, towards the end of things. So,
For sure. But OJ, it would always be remembered.
sure.
And like I say, as you said, he transferred more of an entertainment, and that legacy will always go on forever, ever, every from kids from generation to generation.
Yeah, no doubt. I want to jump into the fair or foul segment, but I got to ask you this too, Shayon. Of course, you went to what I'm saying, to the U. What do you think about, what I'm saying, Miami, man, in this Pop Tart Bowl? What do you think about the name, the Pop Tart Bowl?
I mean, we are. It's skeptical where it's business is business. I've gone to overcome the names and realize it's business is business. We had opportunity to go out there and perform over with in front of millions of people in the Park Charles Bowl, and like I said, that game was more or less to see how do we end the season, how we working on next year.
Okay.
So a lot of people saw that game as, oh, well, Cam gave up or he didn't play. It wasn't more of that. It's more of icing on the cake. We got 10 wins this season, which we haven't done in the last what
Yeah.
8+ years,
Yeah.
and now that was the groundbreaking point. So now we getting polished on for next season. Who we got coming back?
Yeah.
Who's up
Yeah.
next? And I think Cam left off with a good bang. He did everything he could for the team and himself. So it's much love from the University of Miami.
Yeah.
Thrilled to see what 2025 has to offer.
Yeah, look like y'all might be on to something, man. Let's jump into the fair or foul segment. Of course, we're gonna break down some of the week's most controversial sports moments. If you agree, of course, it's fair. If it's foul, saying you're gonna call it foul. But more importantly, I want to really get your thoughts on why. Right, Stephen A. Smith, man. Now he's in the midst of this $100 million deal, and recently he called for the arrest of the 14 police officers in the death of inmate Robert Brooks that took place in New York. Fair or foul, should he use that platform to tackle social justice issues, or should he, as they say, stay in his lane and focus on simply sports?
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's fair because at this point, Stephen A. Smith has he's built a foundation for himself, a platform that most people in his area wouldn't have fathom of even doing, especially being in this day and age. And I like I said, all heads up, hats off to Stephen A. Smith, and like I said, making a difference, going what he believe in, and to see that on the opposite side, it motivates me
Yeah.
personally. So I think that's fair in the long
No
game.
doubt. Anthony,
Use your platform to make a
no
change.
doubt, no doubt. Agreed, man. Anthony Edwards is in the news oftentimes, and he's a young player doing his thing. He was fined $100K by the NBA for profanity during a live interview. I actually enjoy his interviews, but this is the third time in 3 weeks. Fair or foul? Is the NBA being too harsh on one of his rising stars, or does Edwards need to tighten things up?
I think that's fair. I think representation of yourself and the brand is key, especially in being when you're at the caliber of the top of the top, the best of the best. You to represent yourself in that manner. It was that's manners, that's not profanity, getting right to the point. Because us people on the other side really want to be in tune on what's really going on, and for him to mature the ways he's going, I think the fines need to keep coming until he recognizes that things have to
Yeah.
change.
They hitting them in the pockets.
They hit in the pocket, so we got to hit people in the pockets for them for them to really understand what's going on.
Yeah,
Because I say we all in this to make money. It's a
it
business.
is.
End of the day, represent yourself as you represent the brand.
Yeah, I think he's gonna have to grow up quick, and I'm sure he's got some.
Quick, he gonna have to grow up quick.
Yeah, in his ear. Lastly, now Eric Dickerson doesn't want Saquon Barkley to break his record. Now he had a quote that I think is very interesting. He says, people say records are meant to be broken. He says, when you say that, you ain't got no record. Now, of course, 2,000 yards, for Saquon this season, and he's about 100 yards away from breaking Eric Dickerson's record. What do you think about that? Is it fair or foul for Eric Dickerson to make that statement?
Uh, I'm gonna say that's foul. Say
Yeah,
that's more of a point where he had his chance. He done his best that he could do in his era,
yeah,
and then it's all fair for Barkley to go even plus more
yeah,
to reach, keep reaching,
yeah,
leave your legacy behind for somebody else to match, compete.
yeah.
at the end of the day, it's a competition. We compete against each other, the best of the
Yeah,
best. And like I say, football is entertainment.
yeah,
We want to be entertained. We want to break all the records we can break. So that way, when it's over with, we laid it out on the line, and it's up from there.
yeah. I
So
know that
I think that's
Robert Griffin said that he felt like some of these old players are hating. You know what I'm saying? And they need to
yeah.
keep
They
up,
hate. I mean, I want to call it hating. I call it what would I call it? I call it with just more. Hey, move over.
man.
Let's move over.
Yeah,
Slide over to the HOV, ride the wave, and like I say, make room for the future.
yeah,
This is our
yeah,
future.
yeah. Indeed, bro. With the NFL playoffs heating up, man, let's talk about the big game, the Super Bowl, man. Which teams do you see making it to the Super Bowl?
I see the Chiefs. The Chiefs all day. The Chiefs have played sound football all year. Don't get me wrong. You got the Lions. You got the Vikings. That's really roughing it off. I would love to see Teddy
Oh,
make
Bridgewater.
that thing with the Ravens. I would love to see
Yeah,
that. But like I say, it's up in the air right now. So these next upcoming weeks. But just to go back to win it all, I think the Chiefs have a good chance of taking the whole thing.
okay. And Chiefs versus who?
Ooh, see, that's where we're gonna talk about that. The next couple weeks. I have to see what's going on. 1 week can change it all. But I know I can see the
Yeah.
Chiefs.
Okay. Indeed, man. And speaking of Teddy Bridgewater, obviously, you got your ties to Miami, state of Florida. What do you think about him? Saying coming back to pro football, man, and after having won a state title, man, on a high school level and leading his team to victory that way.
I think that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I want to say, man, that guy is nothing more than selfless. He's always been that way. Since I met him a couple times,
Yeah.
but just having that strong backbone, that willingness to say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna put this down, I'm gonna put myself aside so I can
Yeah.
get back motivated or get back whatever that drives him to be great. So if going down to high school and leading them to a championship
Yeah.
was made him that brought that hunger back, I'm all for it.
Yeah. And I know you spoke about the Lions locker room. What type of edge do you think a Teddy Bridgewater brings to that locker room? What type of energy do you imagine that he's giving them?
Oh, it's ample amount of energy
Yeah.
and that want to, that
Yeah.
tenacity. I got chill bumps even read when just hearing it
Yeah.
because just bringing back those words and these terms really hit home with me because I'm all about balls to the wall,
Yeah.
man. Doing everything you can, balls to the wall, everything all out.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's a game. It can be here today and gone tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So leave it all on the line and just have fucking fun.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse my language.
There you go. No doubt. Hey, Shayon, tell everybody how they can keep up with you, man. Obviously, you always trending online. You're everywhere. But if folks want to keep up, man, how do they do that?
Hey man, you can follow me on Instagram at Dat Green Guy, DAT Green Guy. You can also see me on Twitter, X now, X, TikTok, same Dat Green Guy. You can also find me at greenteamuniversity.com. I offer training, boot camps, weight loss transformations. Like I said, you said it finest, or Effect Fitness, the hottest #1 gym in America.
There it is, man. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, big dog.
Julie, we good, Julie?